Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about the Nintendo Pokemon Game Freak leaks. Again, I did a video yesterday talking about the initial leak. It was just a ton of information from Game Freak over the course of the last like 25, 30 years. But now people are finding out just how freaky some of that leaked information was.
Okay, so you're going to have to walk me through this because I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, so
I knew about the leaks because yesterday you told me about the leaks.
As I understand it, part of the leak was that there was some lore being discussed by some developers early on in Pokemon. And
the show, like back like 20-some years ago?
The game as it was being developed, and some of
the game or the show?
Yes.
Okay.
They were both being developed. It was all being developed at once, right?
Okay.
And that lore included sexual relations with Pokemons and humans.
Oh.
And they go into detail about which Pokemons are screwing which humans.
No.
Yeah, so this is probably not something that Game Freak, Nintendo, Pokemon Company, where the hell company they are, wanted to get out.
Why would you keep that?
Well, it's history, right?
But here's the thing. If it's history you don't want out there and people get hacked, why would you keep that?
Well, they're bringing up that, even Disney has dirty drawings of their characters done, and they're in the vault.
I knew that. I didn't know that.
It's a piece of history. At one point in time, the official origin, I guess, as I understand it, the Pokemon was that humans and Pokemon did it.
Ew.
And that's where some other different kinds of humanish Pokemon came from or some shit. I don't know. This is all like very Rule 34. We're gonna talk.
Mr. Mime.
Oh my God. Let's
scream their own names. I'm sorry.
Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime. All right.
Oh my God.
Well, he's making rude gestures, Ash. What do you think he wants? I don't know, Misty. What does that mean? It looks like he has something in his mouth. I don't understand.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about this before we get to any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, got the Clownfish Minus. We've got podcasts and content out there you won't find anywhere else, and we're going to build this up. And
we're our own thing.
Yeah,
anyway. That's totally. Now I'm looking at them all in a completely different way.
Gotta catch them all.
A man had relations and then threw back into the sea. Well, apparently, dolphins. People were doing horrible things to dolphins before. So
so let's this is one of the first inklings, not to be confused with Splatoon. We did Splatoon yesterday. That things were going south. When I did the video yesterday, they just had the leak, and now people are parsing the data. And they're somewhat concerned that Game Freak employees' personal data was released, but they're more concerned that there was a lot of dirtiness around these Pokemon.
Wait, so would this be tentacle porn?
Yes, it would. So Base Zaku says the man had relations with the Octillery and then threw it back into the sea. Someone at Game Freak.
Way to get rid of the person. Oh God.
Yeah, they said there was a time in the history of Pokemon where Pokemon and humans, the history was blurred.
This isn't fan fiction.
No, this is official.
This is totally something I expect to read. Some weirdo write.
This is like folklore. This is folklore. In a coastal village, there was a man.
Folklore. I call it something else. Anyway.
One day he was walking along the shore, and this man in the coastal village found a female Octillery washed up on the beach. The man had relations with the Octillery, then threw it back into the sea.
He raped it?
And tossed it away, yes, like a used tissue. The next day, he went to the same spot and found the same Octillery again. He once more had relations and threw it back into the sea as before. She just keeps coming back for more. This is a very abusive relationship for this poor Pokemon. Isn't she sexy? Look at that.
I can't.
Yeah, this is the funniest way to evolve a Pokemon. They literally just have sex. Yeah, they do.
So Rule 34 just was applied to this from day one. Oh.
Here,
they killed Pokemon too?
Yeah. Yeah, so they're talking about how they this is supposed to be the backstory. These are like Pokemon folk tales, as I understand it. But there's a whole lot of stuff coming out. No pun intended. Don't get your mind out of the gutter. So I gotta show people this.
This was hilarious.
This is I don't know how many of you are familiar with the sex offender shuffle video from YouTube from a couple of years ago, but Studio Revo did their own version of it with Pokemon. Here we go, guys. The sex offender shuffle with Pokemon.
State of Florida has asked us to disclose our sexual crimes to you. We were bad, but now we're good. We're moving into your neighborhood. We're obliged to admit the crimes for which we were convicted. We're not here to start no trouble. We're legally required to do the sex offender shuffle.
I want to point out the sex offender shuffle is something that our kids make fun of and will randomly start singing for no reason and have for years.
Yeah, so there we go. The Pokemon doing the sex offender shuffle. This is coming from Forbes. Oh my God. Okay. Pokemon.
This is the morning or day after. With this
the morning after. This is the morning after the big leak. They call it a giga leak, a Terra leak. There's a whole lot of leaking going on. Pokemon fans don't understand the Game Freak leaks. Put in the freaking Game Freak, by the way. Pokemon fans are freaking out about Game Freak leaks that reveal unused stories for Typhlosion, Octillery, and Slakoth. But these tales are not canon, and they're meant to reflect folklore. It's not canon, guys. What was revealed in the leak? They said that, they said what attracted the most attention of all the stuff leaked, and there were names and information about upcoming Pokemon games. It said the unexpectedly adult stories, concepts, and themes within the unused Pokemon lore that Game Freak employees had created during the conceptual stages of design and writing. Much of it reflected traditional folk tales and mythology of the real world. There's even a detailed creation myth featuring a clash between gods. So fans are freaking out about these Pokemon. They said fans found many of these Pokemon folktales disturbing, as some of the entries describe cruelty, sex, and sadism. Fans of this child-friendly franchise were not prepared to read stories of people and Pokemon viciously attacking each other, not to mention the mutilation and torture.
Oh my God!
That's for Pal World. That's not for Pokemon.
Unless they wanted to go that way, which is why they're mad at Pal World.
Yeah, right. Well, no, actually, they think what might have prompted this. I don't know if it's come out yet why the leaker leaked what he did or she did. But they think it had something to do possibly with Pal World, because it turns out that Nintendo, that Game Freak, they're actually working on an open world Pokemon MMO. And that might have something to do with the lawsuit and all that, because they're like, wait, we were going to do that. And I'm like, well, you should have did it like 20 years ago, right? Speaking of doing it, let's talk about the Pokemon doing it.
Though, after reading through the Game Freak leaks, I think it might be possible that the reason their game feels so rushed is because they have to spend 30% of their manpower silencing the guy who keeps submitting humans and Pokemon used to mate over and over again. And they apparently rape and kidnap women too. Okay.
Yeah, stories of Pokemon kidnapping and forcefully impregnating women sparked shock within the community and many, many memes. Basically, the Pokemon leaks summed up. Cool. Cut content, beta sprites, behind the scenes info. Cool. Finding out Pokemon devs are gooners and furries. Oh my God, the Pokemon leaks are so cool. I love seeing the beta designs. Slakoth story. I haven't read that one.
I don't want to know. It's going to be upset.
Typhlosion after the leak. Oh my God. Some commentators misinterpreted these pieces of world building and Pokemon folklore as fetish content, even describing Game Freak employees as gooners. That means perverts.
How is this folklore?
These stories might seem shocking in the context of the bright and sunny Pokemon world, but they are clearly meant to reflect the tropes of real-world mythology. Folks still freaking out about the non-canon Pokemon folktale, says Dark Domain, and acting like the devs are pervs, and that the Pokemon involved are tainted. Like, bruh.
Okay, so wait, there's a question here. Question is, so either you're pervs and you're making these really disgusting things with these cartoon characters meant for kids, or you're plagiarizing mythology. Which one is it? Neither one looks good. I'm just saying.
It's a procreation myth. And yeah, taints are probably involved. Anyway, the responses of people to the leaked dark lore stories for Pokemon make it so obvious that the majority just don't have critical reading skills or knowledge on global cultures.
Please.
This guy says, see, this is the true reason why Pokemon for adults would likely never work, not because of the subject matter, but because the fandom has a collective reading comprehension and media literacy. The franchise's primary demographic.
Okay, I read what was written. Please, don't try to spin it as you're just too stupid to understand the nuance, because that's a load of shit.
Not to mention, none of it's canon. They're just ideas,
guys. Yeah, that's true, but I just don't understand why you'd leave it in there.
Oh my God. Yeah. So they said encounters between the supernatural and human world are supposed to be nightmarish and deeply unsettling, but Pokemon fans didn't expect to encounter this kind of tone, and Game Freak didn't intend them to. The most interesting part of the leaks is how much darkness hides under the surface of the franchise. The artists that sculpt the Pokemon world are clearly engaging in thoughtful world building before the edges get sanded down for public consumption.
Wait. You go from, like, you're just sleeping with a Pokemon, or they're raping women and all this other shit, but then you just smooth down the edges before you send it out to the kids. You can't be both. You know what I mean?
They said there's some unused Pokemon designs which show figures that seem more at home in Elden Ring than Pokemon. Oh, yeah. God. Yikes. Yikes. However, there's always been darkness hiding within Pokemon.
Okay, but here's the kicker, though. Here's the kicker. Your games are usually targeted to children. Not everybody, of course, is kids, but they're targeted more towards the younger demographic. Your toys, the plushies, the little collectible figures, cards, books, novels, all that stuff seems to be geared more towards children. Why are you even writing this folkloric mythology crap on the back end that you're never going to use, that you have to sand down the rough edges for when you know what your audience is going to be? I mean, if this was back before they realized who their audience was going to be, and it was like way back when they first started coming up with ideas, and it goes through round after round of revision, and they change their complete direction for it. Okay, that's one thing, but that doesn't sound like that's the case.
So this is the Typhlosion story here. It's another story on Forbes. They're talking about. They said there's a particularly nightmarish passage from when the father goes to find his daughter. Said, "You've broken the branch. Your father will be here soon. Now I'm going to do something bad to your father. If you kill me, you can have my eyes, my voice, and my heart. Then I want you to build a fire where I was killed and let it burn. And I want you to sing this song until it burns out." The girl said, "Please stop. You're going to kill my father. Please stop. Let yourself be killed. Goodbye. We'll never meet again."
How is this folklore and...
That's some
You know
bitch.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's just rough edges, guys. You just have no reading comprehension. Don't understand.
Well, at least, did she have sex with it?
I don't know.
They said, yeah. Okay, a long time ago, there was a boundary between Pokemon and humans, and that was unclear.
Wasn't. It was unclear.
It was unclear. Yeah, this is going to go where you think it's going. A relationship between a human and a Pokemon. That kind of relationship. But then it gets weird. Guys.
I'm just like, I just can't believe people are acting like you just have no reading comprehension skills.
My virgin ears.
I'm like, seriously? I'm looking at Pokemon is and has been for, decades. And then I'm reading this and I'm like, there's a definite disconnect between the two. There just really, truly is. And telling me I'm just illiterate is not, it's not going to convince me of anything different. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. So there we go, guys. I'm sure this is going to give Rule 34 artists lots and lots and lots to work with for many, many years. There we go. So we're going to wrap this up.
Yes.
Let's wrap this up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news. Oh, God, there's Disney. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Join the reef. Go to clownfish-.com. That's clownfish-.com. You will get exclusive access to podcasts and videos and comic strips and more, as well as merch discounts. Check it out. If you were a member, you could get this t-shirt, this dismal t-shirt on our website. You'd get a 10% discount on that. You can also join in the community on clownfish-.com. Thank you so much for the support.